Hey guys, we're here at the Stanley Hotel, one of the most haunted hotels in America. Built in 1903 but opened in 1909 by F.O. Stanley, the inventor of the steam-powered car, it stayed here in Estes Park, Colorado for over 100 years and has earned itself a haunted reputation based on movies like The Shining, multiple sightings of ghosts in the hallways and in the lobby, and even a piano playing by itself. Tonight, I'll be staying overnight in the Stanley Hotel to do my own paranormal investigation and find the truth. I'm your host, Alex Morell, and this is Odd Encounters. Welcome to the Stanley, a 114-year-old hotel nestled between the Rocky Mountains and the small town of Estes, Colorado. The hotel brings a combination of the old-world grandeur and modern comfort along with mystery. Among its long corridors and hundreds of rooms, the Stanley Hotel is home to more than just tourists and visitors staying for weekend getaways. It's rumored to house several spirits of its past visitors and even its creator, F.O. Stanley. There have been reports of apparitions walking through the corridors and hanging around in the main lobby, but some guests report being watched by shadows in the night, disembodied voices, the sensation of being touched, and some even claim to hear the piano in the ballroom playing by itself. After reading these stories, I wanted to launch an investigation into the Stanley Hotel and the spirits that reside there. The following are my findings. So we're walking up to the second smaller lodge house on the property, and I mean just the view is unreal, guys. Oh man, if you don't come for the ghosts, come for the views. The lodge house, previously known as the Manor House, is a 1/3 scale model of the Stanley's main building, and its purpose was to be used during the winter months when the hotel was closed to guests. It was originally the first heated building on the property, and so far, no reports of spirits have come from this building. Just slightly farther down from the lodge house exists the Carriage house. It was originally used to store the steamer vehicles that transported guests up to the Stanley during the summer. It's since been renovated, however, one guest died in the hotel several years ago, and the mattress that they died on was stored in the building alongside several of the original furnishings from the building. It's unfortunate that they cleared it out because those were trigger items that could have been investigated for this, but we weren't allowed inside of the building. The final place of note on the property is the property's pet cemetery, where several of the animals that were owned by the property's previous owners are buried. Some have even reported to see the spirit of Flora Stanley's cat walking around the property, and there are even photos online of the supposed spirits of those animals near the cemetery. Welcome to the Stanley. Sun is slowly setting and lockdown starts soon. When you first enter the building, you'll walk up a double staircase to the second floor. Later on in the night, I wanted to investigate this area with an EVP session, or an electronic voice phenomena session, to see if I could hear anything, because there's been several claims made that this area is an energy vortex. The walls are adorned with several pictures of Flora Stanley and other popular guests that have stayed in the hotel. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys the room really quick. I'm on one of the most haunted floors in the Stanley. I already kind of went in here, but this is the room that we'll be doing most of our investigation in. You know, I've got some paranormal stuff here. There's more equipment in the bag. But yeah, here's our room. I mean, here's our nice little renovated bathroom that we got here, a little fancy shower. But I'm really excited to get into this tonight and really see, you know, if we end up finding anything that is haunted or paranormal. I have been amped for this for like 2 weeks, so I'm glad you guys are coming along with us. Okay guys, so we've only been here for like maybe a half an hour, and I went to use the elevator and I got zapped so hard, but I mean, look at this thing. It's one of those old-fashioned elevators and it is so beautiful. Okay, so we've already done a little exploration around the property. Some of it I couldn't film because there was people there and I'm not really trying to deal with that whole confrontation. However, we're back in the room now and I wanted to make a few notes really fast before we head out to get some food. That walking through the hallways, you just get this incredible feeling of uplifting. But I have had a few weird moments of like heavy disorientation and really shaky. So before we head out to go get some food, we went and grabbed some snacks. We got those sitting in a cooler. And I got this trail camera set up here, which is facing into the room to try to document any kind of motion that might happen here because there's reports of doors opening and closing and lights turning on and off. We're going to get some food and we'll be right back. While we were gone, something set off the motion sensor on the trail camera, and it looks like it's two orbs that are floating simultaneously across the screen. But the part that catches my attention more than anything is this hand-like object that seems to drop from the top of the screen down to the bottom, and it seems to have a much more solid state than any of the orbs that are in the room. Looking at it closer, you can almost see the outline of possibly fingers. I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments down below. I wanted to film this because we just got back to the room and we weren't even in the room for a full 5 seconds before this thing started messing with stuff. Okay, so the door over here, we were both sitting here and Maddie asked it to move the door and the door literally went. So I think we're going to go ahead and do the spirit box session and see what kind of answers we can get. Is this the spirit of Lord Dunraven that I'm speaking to?
Harry? Henry?
Are you the one who moved the door? Where are you? That's the temp gauge going off. Okay, so it's near me.
And I was trying to talk to you.
Is there something you would like me to know?
Oh my god.
Victim? What were you the victim of?
What did you say?
It's important to note that the ground the Stanley is built on originally belonged to the indigenous tribes of the area before they were forcibly removed by Lord Dunraven, who tried to illegally steal several thousand acres of land to turn into a private hunting reserve. Is it possible that what we were hearing was the spirit of an indigenous person who had met their fate at the end of a gun? After the activity we experienced and we received several responses on the spirit box, we decided it was time to do an EVP session. Is there anywhere in the hotel that you prefer the most? What would you like from us? At this very moment after I asked this question, we got this response on our EVP device. What would you like from us? Okay, so we're here in the spiral staircase that goes up to our floor, and I wanted to do a fast EVP session. For some reason, my camera died shortly after I started my line of questioning, but after that happened, I got possibly one of the clearest EVPs that I've ever heard. Listen to this. Okay, we are on the staircase. At this point in our investigation, we had already gotten several good EVPs, and we wanted to return to the room to attempt the Estes method. Okay, so I wanted to do a little mid-investigation video to just kind of go over what we've seen so far, what we're experiencing. So for me personally, so far I have felt little bouts of almost like anxiety or like a sense of impending doom, but they went away really fast. So far, we've tried the Estes method. We've gotten a few EVP sessions in, so that'll be really good. As we were filming this section, you can see an orb floating past the camera. Almost simultaneously as the orb floats by, Maddie notices something out of the corner of her eye. After noticing this, watching the rest of the video, there are a lot of orbs that float by, and even one later in this interview that just hovers in front of us before slowly floating out of frame.
As for me, I feel ultimately pretty calm. Ever since walking into this hotel, I've felt pretty peaceful. There was a little moment when we were out getting food that I felt that sense of impending doom, but it really only lasted about 10 minutes. Aside from that, I've been seeing little blips of things here and there, shadows. I've been hearing some stuff, little whispers that are kind of indirect. I can't exactly like make out what they're saying. Aside from that, though, a lot of it has just been a lot of cold bursts and a lot of like air movement around me.
Yeah, and right now the time is 11:25, I believe. So here in the next hour or so, if things go the way that they're supposed to go on a paranormal investigation, we'll start seeing some more stuff. Okay, so I wanted to kind of show you guys what we're going to do on this next segment here. We're going to go ahead and try the Estes method, which for those of you that don't know, the Estes method is where one person uses a spirit box with headphones and another person sits in another room and asks the spirit questions. That way there's no possible way that either of them can hear each other, and it's more of a way to test for accuracy of response. So I kind of want to show you guys what I've got set up here. So right now, as you can see, there's a bunch of green dots over here, and the reason that those green dots are there is because I'm going to have a trail cam going right here, and the lasers will be covering the closet that I'm going to be sitting in with the door closed and a spirit box. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because if anything walks past the door or goes to mess with the door while I'm in there, you should be able to either see it on the trail camera, or if we're really lucky, we'll get something walking through the dots. So I think it's time to go ahead and suit up.
Is there anything you'd like to tell me?
Here,
Where is here?
calling,
Would you like to talk?
behind you.
Oh my god! You're calling behind me? Who are you?
I don't know.
You don't know who you are?
Friend,
Okay. So you're a friend?
friends,
Oh.
we held
Alright.
on.
Do you have friends here?
We held on.
Is it just you?
Near door.
Is it just you?
Please listen. Please listen.
Okay. Just talk to me. Are you a male or female?
Woman. Here.
Okay. Do you have a name?
Calling. Okay, so it's the morning after the investigation. We set up some cameras while we slept for, an hour or two so that we can at least be rested before our drive home, because we do have a decent drive in front of us. If you do stay at the Stanley, I recommend checking out the little coffee shop that's in the basement, because this Latte 217 is pretty good. But we're going to go ahead and review all the footage, check out the pictures, see if we got any kind of apparitions, orbs, anything that's worthy of noting. I I did set out a trail camera last night to kind of record the room while we slept. That way, if anything happened while we were sleeping, I could get that on camera. So far, we did get a couple of intelligent responses on the spirit box. Took a bunch of EVPs around the hotel. Checked everything with an EMF meter, which I tried to figure out why there was a really staticky feeling in the hallways. And the only logical conclusion I can come up with is that the building might still have a lot of old wiring in it. However, I did test an EMF meter, and Maddie also tested an EMF meter in the hallway, and it was surprisingly low. There wasn't actually really any RF, any EMF. I mean, there wasn't really anything out of the ordinary from, if you were to test it in your own house. But we are getting ready to head down and check out, and I would say that our investigation here went pretty good. As we bid farewell to the historic halls and mysterious corridors of the Stanley Hotel, we find ourselves lingering on the edge of a realm where reality meets the unexplained. From the eerie whispers of its past guests to the inexplicable phenomena that continue to mystify visitors, the Stanley Hotel stands as a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown.